So let's go back to our HTML over here like this. And I'm just going to make this one smaller, and we're going to go all the way again to a bottom, right? And we're just going to keep on adding our sections. And one thing that we can obviously do to make our life a little bit easier once we're working with these sections, right, is actually once we have a section, we can just minimize it, right? And we can have a services, here we have a promise, here we have skills, right? We'll just keep on going and actually make them smaller, right? So that way, once we're working, it doesn't take up too much of our space, right? So it's a little bit easier for us to, let's say, navigate through, right? And you can see that I was obviously being lazy over here. We should have created a little bit more line space, right? And I'm sorry, a little bit less line space and all that. Now, our next section, like I said, is going to be another portfolio section, right? We're not going to be including a lightbox or anything like that, but we will be using images, right? And the first thing, as always, we need to do over here, we just write this generic, right? And we're going to be creating a generic font awesome, right? And this section is going to be called a portfolio, right? Portfolio over here like this. And after that, we're going to say that this is going to be a container, and we're going to use it as container fluid. Again, I'm going to say fluid. And here we're going to say that this is going to be header. So we're going to say that this is going to be our portfolio. Portfolio over here like this. And after that, we're going to be using 4 images. So right now we know that for a medium screen, right, we're going to say that this should take like 25%, right? And for the column small, right, this is going to be something like 50%, right? And as always, for a let's say for the extra small screen, it's always going to be taking up a whole screen, right? Now, within this column, we're going to place a div, and this is going to be a div with a class of portfolio over here, folio background, right? We're going to be using that just to get our background, right? So over here, we're going to place within this div, we're going to place a div with a class of thumb, right? Portfolio thumb over here like this. And over here within this thumb, we're going to actually place a image, right, with a source. And I already got some images from the website PicJumbo that I showed you before. So if we go to images, and if we go to you can see portfolio, right? So let's say the cow relaxing on a pastures in whatever, right? In somewhere in Alps, right? And over here, what we're going to do is we're just going to add a couple of classes, and I'm just going to say this is going to be image responsive over here like this. And also I'm going to say that we would want a alternative, right? So I'm just going to say cow, right? So now we have our image, right? Check it out. This is our cow, right? And also after that, we're going to place over here within this thumb, right? But not obviously within the image, right? We would want to place a heading too, right? Where it's going to be the name of our actual, let's say this is going to be the name of the overlay, right? So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another div. And I'm going to say this is going to be div with a class, and I'm going to say this is going to be a portfolio overlay, overlay like this, overlay, and over here we're just going to place a heading 2, right? And we're going to say that this is going to be a name of project. Now that we have created over here this heading 2 with the project, what we would need to do is copy this 3 more times. So over here, if I select this, and if I just copy 1, 2, 3, over here like this, right? So we should have a 4 cow photos, right? But obviously we're going to change it over here, these photos, right? So if the first one is cow, over here we're just going to go over here to images, and we're going to say that we would want a different photo, right? And we're just going to check it out, what we have over there, right? We have a man packing on his vacation, right? And let's say over here we're going to write a man, And over here, we're going to say that, again, we're just going to delete this. And we're going to check it out. What do we have? We have a young couple of enjoying a relaxing, I don't know, sunset, I believe, right? And over here, so we're going to say this is going to be a couple. And next one, we're going to say that we would want delete this one over here. And we're just going to say that we would want a burger with the French fries. Right? So now we have 4 of them. So that pretty much wraps up for the HTML. Let's say over here, burger. We're ready to go and actually start styling it in our main CSS.